All right guys, so today I'm going to be showing you guys how to replace your window motor for your car door. It's pretty much the exact same steps that you're going to be taking regardless of the vehicle itself. For me, it's going to be a 2008 Ford Ranger. And so the first thing you want to do is take off the screws that's holding the door panel in place. So there's going to be one on the bottom. And then for mine, it's going to be right here in this little hole where you grab onto the door. But if it's not here, it's going to be behind the door handle. There's typically one or two little screws holding it in place, either here or here. Now for my truck specifically, I have to take this little plastic off. That's going to allow me to disconnect the two wires that are holding on to the buttons on the passenger door. So like I said, your panel is either going to have the two screws holding the panel in place behind the handle or directly right here. Mine specifically, the two screws that were holding this in place is not necessarily the ones that are holding the panel. I'm going to remove this panel right here just by prying on it carefully. So now that I took that panel off, I'm going to just simply take these two screws off. Now the panel is ready to come off. I just simply have to pull it up and then take it off. Whoops, I almost forgot. There's one more screw right here. So now with the panel off, you're gonna have this plastic cover that you can just peel. So for my specific truck, there's gonna be 3 bolts holding the motor in place. There's gonna be one right here, and then one slightly tucked up in there. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna drill a little hole right here so that it exposes the bolt and it makes it easier for me to replace. All right, now that we drilled the hole, we have a hole big enough for the socket to go through and get that last bolt that we need in order to remove the window motor. All right, now that we have it unplugged, we're gonna take the 3 bolts that are holding the motor in place and replace it with the new one. All right, now that you have the old one out, we're gonna swap it with the new one.
All right, and then from here on out, you just have to put pretty much everything back together in the reverse order. So that's gonna be the window motor, the plastics, the clips, the cables, and then the door panel itself. And you should have a working window motor so that the window can go up and down once again.